Hey everybody, it's me, Zach. This is my dog Potato, and welcome back to our channel.
Who is that they, them on my screen?
Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and we're back again, and we are gonna talk about some Rosie stuff because Rosie was up to girl shit in the middle of the night. It's just like such peak girl world behavior for a girly to be up and at it in the middle of the night when most people are sleeping and is doing something just wild. Sometimes it's literally just going live. Today it also includes her deciding to tweet, her deciding to stir up some old receipts, post some stuff, and so we're gonna talk about that, and I think some of the conversations related to that are gonna be a little bit more serious, and then we'll get into reacting to some edited down clips that Jane did for me where she does reference the tweets, but she also does some other stuff in the live stream. So just so you know, hopefully not all of this is super serious, but I think there is a conversation that we can have and is also going to help explain some level of lore that Rosie has with some other people on the internet that have covered her and things like that do sometimes come up, and sometimes people ask me questions about in the comments section and things like that. So I think talking about it today will give some context for people who might be newer to Rosie and don't know every single thing that there is to know about her and her interactions with other people in the past. So we're just gonna get into that, okay? The people specifically that Rosie goes onto Twitter to tweet about are two people that have a history of covering Rosie. One of them still has an active YouTube channel where she covers a lot of things, and to be quite honest with you, has a ton of receipts and archival like videos and footage and Instagram stories and things like that from Rosie that Rosie no longer has available on public platforms. That person's name is Nikitea. I've referenced Nikitea before on my channel. I've even credited Nikitea for sharing videos that I've used for receipts and things like that in my videos. Rosie has a history of bringing Nikitea up, saying that Nikitea is awful, bad, terrible, and there are some things that I understand why Rosie is upset about that we're going to talk about when we get into these tweets. But all of this to say that my stance on Nikki in recent history has been that from everything that I can tell, Nikki has seemingly, tried to separate herself from the other person that we're going to talk about, and that she's really tried to create distance between her, and I'm really from the camp that I love to see people change. All I can ask for people to do is to make better choices and change that behavior. That's not to excuse past bad behavior, but it is to say that if people like Rosie and Amber Lynn and Chantal could demonstrate some changed behavior, my feelings and opinions about them might change as well. However, I haven't ever witnessed them actually change their behavior, and specifically Rosie just keeps making the same poor choices over and over again, and that's why I have very little patience, empathy, sympathy, whatever word you want to use for her. The other person that we're going to talk about is a man named Cam. He goes by Cam Neon. I still don't know how to say that, and I know that irritates the shit out of him, and frankly I don't care, but what I'm here to say is he's a terrible person. He's not a good person. And in fact, I just realized today that for whatever reason, the video I made about him harassing Rosie isn't included in my Rosie playlist that I have here on YouTube. So I'm going to make sure to link it, and if I can remember, I'm going to add it to the Rosie playlist as well. But he's not great. He's not great, and specifically, I'm not gonna rehash every single thing I covered in my video about him, but specifically, I made a video, I think last December, when he emailed Rosie on her brother's birthday with the name of her alleged sexual assaulter. If you haven't watched that video and you want to get some context on who this man is, I think it's really important, and I also do actually discuss Nikitea in it as well. I just went back and watched it before this because I kind of wanted the context of what was going on at the time. I wanted a refresh. I wanted to remember again. I wanted to remember what Nikitea's involvement is because I think that's important to have this conversation. And so I highly encourage you, if you want more information outside of what I'm going to share here today, to go back and watch that video because Cam is a loser. Like, full stop. Cam is the loser. So let's get into what Rosie tweeted. Last night in the middle of the night, Rosie got onto Twitter and she tweeted, Nikitea is the same monster as Cam Nyan. I'm grateful to have proof of what I have known all along. She was a part of the harassment of me and my brother, encouraged it, just like when Cam tried to incite, I don't think that's the right word, but anyways, incite me to kill myself. Hashtag quirky love Rose, hashtag girl world, timestamps don't lie. And before we get into the screenshots that she included in this tweet, it's very interesting to me how Rosie gets upset about Girl World commenting on her content, upset about Girl World involving themselves in her, but anytime that Rosie wants to talk about how awful somebody is, she's more than happy to include hashtag Girl World in her posts. And that's actually a point I made when she talked about what Cam did on Levi's birthday last December. She actually added in a tweet and said, I should have put hashtag Girl World on this. Because what she really does want is Girl World to talk about it, despite spending the past 2 to 3 weeks talking about how Girl World is ruining her life. Rosie doesn't seem to understand that the more attention that she gives to stuff like this, the more attention she's gonna get. Or maybe she does understand that and that's why she does it. I don't know. I don't understand. For somebody who says so often that Girl World is so toxic, so awful, so negative, so terrible for her, she is constantly poking herself in it, and it's really, really, really a challenge for me to feel sympathy for her. When she could just move on from this, she could just not make any content about Girl World, she could just not reference Girl World, she could just keep it pushing, but she doesn't. So one of the things that I knew about at the time of Cam's thing that he did last December was that Cam had previously, the year before on Levi's birthday, had DoorDash alcohol to her home for Levi's birthday, and it was really unsettling to Rosie. She was really upset. It happened while she was on live stream. And so these screenshots, the first 3 are screenshots that are specifically some Discord conversations between Cam and Nikki. Oh, my bad. My bad. I was looking at the screenshot and I'd forgotten that there were more tweets in the thread. So let me talk about the tweets in the thread that she has, and then I'll show the screenshots. My bad. Anyways, Rosie says she platformed him and only cut it off when it affected her bottom line. She rebranded and cleaned up her act when she got monetized. She's a monster. She's just as obsessed with me as Cam is. She's just more intelligent than that sack of rocks she called love or whatever. She's just as much of a creep and greatly benefits from Cam's YouTube termination because there's no longer evidence of her hateful, violent language toward me back then. This shit is deranged, absolutely fucking insane. Context. Cam is a cyber-stalking Looney Tune, and Nikitea was, I don't care about their relationship status, his accomplice. These screenshots are from the day he went IRL for the first time, my brother's birthday. They only stopped associating because of what he did in December 2025. Again, on my brother's birthday, by weaponing... I see, and this is why she probably shouldn't be tweeting in the middle of the night, because there's a lot of words that don't make sense here, but nevertheless, I think you get her point of what she's trying to say. Again, on my brother's birthday, by weaponizing my rapist while I was live and allegedly Nikki didn't know. I call complete bullshit, to be honest, but again, I don't care to follow up with anything to do with these people. Just leave me the fuck alone, quirky, creepy crew. Now we can get into the screenshots, and then I'll give my thoughts about where I think Nikki's at today and other things revolving this. So, like I said, this is a Discord screenshot of a conversation between Nikki and Cam. Nikki says, LOL. Cam says, Dasher en route to Levi. Just slow cook the Borg with oil. I mean, not oil. Dasher is 4 minutes away. I don't know what the Borg is or oil is. Maybe that's a different conversation. Cam says, tune in, y'all. Nikki says, ha 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 ha. Cam says, Dasher is about to knock. Nikki says, holy shit, I'm crying. Cam says, welp. Nikki says, Lord. Cam says, I hope Levi enjoys. There's some other blacked out conversation. Don't know who that's between. And then Cam says, well, you missed it. Nikki says she should have muted. Cam says, Cam did nothing wrong. Nikki says, I can't believe she had a Dasher at her door and didn't think to mute. Genuinely, you were just sending a B-Day gift for Levi. Cam says, the message just said happy birthday, Levi. Nikki said, why did she take the phone even? Then there seems to be a screenshot from a Reddit post. A Reddit post from Rosie, who allegedly doesn't, who isn't over here, who isn't out here reading the subreddits, but happened to have found a subreddit post about her. That's crazy how that works, huh, Rosie? You don't seek out information about yourself. You don't seek out subreddit posts about yourself, but you just so happen to easily have a post available for yourself. Also, by the way, just as a note before I read what's on there, she's apparently now using a Reddit account attached to her other social media handles of Quirky Love Rose. I guess she got tired of the OK Speed account that was once hers, and or some of the other highly speculated but not quite proven additional accounts that Rosie's used. She has admitted that she has additional Reddit accounts out there that are not tied to her name. I only have proof that the OK Speed one that I've referenced in the past is her. I would not be surprised if she's out here talking in other forums about it, but that's the only one we have confirmed. And now I guess she is using a Reddit account attached to her regular social media. So anyways, in some subreddit somewhere, this original poster says, yeah, unfortunately there seems to be a poo touching epidemic in the QLR verse. I was literally banned from the QLR subreddit for explaining what touching the poo is and calling it cringe. Another person named Wicked Twitchcraft said, hi, Roz. And Rosie responded to the person claiming this was Rosie, okay, and said, not every who, see, typos and grammatical errors are fine, but sometimes it's hard for me to read out loud because I'm just like, what am I reading? Not every who has something to say that isn't outright hate is me. I know critical thinking is significantly lacking in girl world and online, but like, sometimes them loud trucks go by and they distract me. But like, how the hell would I get these screenshots? This user talks at length about these reactors, and my God, am I glad to have these screenshots. Oh, so she's saying, maybe I didn't realize. But I guess in her not looking at Reddit, she must have been looking at Reddit and found these screenshots that she just posted about Nikki and Cam talking back and forth. And this is just her acknowledging where she got them from. Okay. All right. And just as a note, wait, does Reddit make you automatically upvote your own post? Is that a thing, or did she go in and upvote her own post? Either way, I don't know. It's been a long time since I was on Reddit like that or posted anything on Reddit like that. So here are my thoughts about Nikki and Cam, okay? The last time I talked about Nikki was because some people had questions about me, like, crediting her and or using information from her. When I talked about Nikki in that situation, I mentioned that I was well aware of her past with Cam and her interactions with Cam, and I also noted that as far as I knew and could tell from everything that I've seen, she no longer associates with him, she no longer acknowledges him, she really no longer interacts with him. I do remember that whenever Cam did his Twitch live stream talking about and taking ownership of sending the email to Rosie about her alleged sexual assaulter, I do remember being skeptical about Nikki's involvement in it. At the time, I was really unsure if Nikki could be trusted, to be quite honest, because I was aware of her involvement with Cam. And I just want to say, this is still going to continue not to be like an overall endorsement for me personally. I just don't know Nikki well enough to be like, yeah, I think she's good people or she's doing great things. But what I will say is, going back and watching that, she was in his Twitch live stream at the time, telling him to log off, telling him that he shouldn't have done it, telling him that he should not have reached out to her like that they had like previously discussed not going in real life with Rosie anymore, and that he violated that. She also in that live stream seemed frustrated that Cam had used some kind of research that she had done in order to be able to make this email or do this email or whatever. Cam did say that he did his own research, that it wasn't related to anything that Nikki had done. But I was skeptical because of that at the time, because it's like, what kind of research are we doing? And why are we prying into some aspects of Rosie's life like that? However, I will say at the time, Nikki did make a public apology for interacting with Cam, for having platformed him in the past. And at the time, I still, even with that, remain skeptical because, again, like for me, an apology is one thing, but continued behavior or changed behavior is more important. And since then, as far as I know, and feel free to tell me if I'm wrong, but Nikki hasn't had any kind of relationship with Cam, at least publicly. So all of that to say, I don't entirely understand why Rosie is bringing this up again, because I think it is actually public knowledge amongst people who are really in deep in Rosie lore that Nikki had done these things, that Nikki had previously had this relationship with Cam, to the extent that Nikki has publicly apologized for it. In my opinion, Rosie going and doing this is just further stirring the pot. It's bringing more attention to things that Rosie claims that she doesn't want involvement in. But it also makes sense to me that she's willing to expose herself like this, that she's on Reddit looking at posts about herself and stuff like that, because she's always ready to take whatever evidence she can that she feels like supports her against people who make content about her. Which is what she did whenever I made the video about Cam. She was like, oh my gosh, like, look at Zach supporting me, look at Zach doing all of this for me, to the extent that Rosie even DM'd me asking if she could have a copy of the live stream that Cam did where he admitted to doing the things. I know that some people had the opinion at the time that I should have just given her the live stream, but I mostly didn't do it because for me that was like a real boundary cross for me. I didn't want to talk to her. I didn't want involvement in her. She went out of her way to unblock me just so she could DM me. And she claimed at the time that there was no other way for her to get this stream. But the reality is she just was impatient. She hadn't tried anything. Because in fact, the person who sent me that stream was one of my moderators, Just Jamie. Come to find out that she had actually already in the same night DM'd Just Jamie, asking Just Jamie for a copy of the live stream, but didn't even wait for Jamie to respond to that message before she messaged me claiming that there was no other place, that she had tried to find places to get a copy of the live stream and she couldn't. Not to mention that she did eventually end up getting a copy of the live stream from somewhere else. Yeah, so I guess I just share that to say that it's unsurprising to me that the second that Rosie felt like she had something that like defended her, that she would latch onto it to the extent that she'd be willing to expose herself for like still creeping around on Reddit posts about herself, even though she has sworn up and down that she's not on Reddit like that anymore. But she's got to stop giving attention to Cam and this situation. I just want to reiterate one more time for you all, you can make whatever decisions you want to make about Nikki moving forward based on the information you have. I think it's totally understandable if people don't trust where Nikki's coming from based on her history of involvement with Cam. And I also think it's fine if people are like, yeah, Nikki's made changes and is going about her content differently. But when it comes to Cam, he is actually a loser. He is a certified loser, and he can be a loser, and Rosie can also be problematic in so many kinds of ways that deserve to be called out for. People can hold Rosie's feet to the fire without sitting here on Al Gore's internet harassing her in real life, sending her stuff to her home, sending her emails, baiting her with the name of the person that allegedly assaulted her. You can hold Rosie accountable in so many ways that are not that. And to be quite honest, there are so many things that Cam wants people to take him seriously about when it comes to Rosie. He literally spends a lot of time right now just tweeting into a void. He gets zero interactions on most of his tweets, most of his posts, etc. because people in this community don't take him seriously. And Rosie should just let that be and let that happen, because I have yet to see a ton of like major reaction channels be out here being like, yeah, Cam, he's the guy. He's the one. Take everything he says really seriously because he's a deeply unwell person. And I can tell you this from personal experience and tell you why I don't take a lot of the things he has to say about Rosie too seriously. Because he's out here saying unhinged shit about me too, because he doesn't like that I used my platform to call him out. He says tons and tons and tons of unfounded bullshit about me on the internet that's just blatantly untrue. And because I know that he's saying such blatant untruths about me, it really does make me question a lot of the stuff that he says about Rosie that doesn't have any proof to back it up. That's not to say that he couldn't be correct about Rosie, but it is to say that I won't take anything that man has to say seriously because I know what a weirdo he is. And because of that, I think Rosie really needs to stop, like, fanning the flames with him, because that's what gets him going. That's what he really wants. He wants to be out here making her uncomfortable, making her life difficult, and it wouldn't surprise me if he's the person that's responsible for all of the DoorDash orders and things like that. I don't know if that's true or not. Like, Rosie hasn't presented any kind of proof to suggest that. She just says that she thinks he's responsible for it. It is to say, though, that, like, none of us should take him seriously. And Rosie should stop giving him the attention he wants. Anyways, I'm gonna take a brief intermission to go to the bathroom. You don't really need to know that because I could have just edited all of that out. But we're gonna be back, and when we get back, I'm gonna get to. I'm gonna shut the fuck up, and we're gonna react to the clips that Jane provided. Alright, so this live stream was called What a Crazy Time to Be Alive, Late Night Vibes.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Yeah, man, I know last time y'all saw me, I was kind of in a state. I'm still, so, yesterday...
The state being pain flares? I'm trying to remember the last live stream. She was eating ramen, and she was talking about... Oh, yeah, she was talking about fat pain versus pain flares versus nerve pain, whatever.
It's like, today and yesterday... It's been this thing where, like, I'm getting a little bit of reprieve, and then, like, I did have a flare-up again, and then, like, all right, now I'm okay. So not sure what's going on there. Don't love that. But I am glad to know that it's not, like, the constant, consistent, like, 3-week bullshit I was dealing with last time. Like, I'm getting a little bit of a reprieve, so, like, God bless.
I feel like go to the doctor. Let's find a way to prioritize saving some money to go to the doctor. I feel like let's do that. Let's do that, Diva. Honestly, truly, I feel like, I mean, I know she'd probably get a lot of flack from people in girl world, but I feel like she could just, like, set a super chat goal to fucking raise money to go to a doctor, and people in her chat would do that for her. She's out here setting goals to do laps in the pool. You mark as well set one for going to the doctor.
We have some shit to discuss.
Oh, and I should say, if I didn't already, that the tweets came before this live stream. So I do think she ends up talking at least somewhat about them in here.
Girl. Alright, first and of all, I think the most important titillating update is I've had to pop 4 of my nails back on already.
That's the most important update, Diva? That's the most titillating update?
I do, no, but I do sometimes do late night lives, especially when I'm struggling with sleep. And I have so much happening and, like, a lot of stress, and so...
so much happening. So much is happening for her behind the scenes. Y'all just don't know. She's going through so much. There's so much that she's experiencing. She's such a busy girl. She's such a busy girl. That's why she can get on to live streams in the middle of the night when most people who work more regulated 9-to-5 jobs are in bed because they have to go to work on a Tuesday morning. Wednesday morning, it's Wednesday morning. See, I don't have to. But I was still asleep because I do sleep a regular sleep schedule. But sometimes I don't know what day it is because I'm very privileged. I'm very privileged in that way. No, I knew it was Wednesday. I just misspoke.
Also, the past couple days, like, with the pain, it was, like, kind of hard to sleep. But I'm in a pretty good headspace. Yeah. So yeah, I just read your post. OMG. Yeah.
Oh, it's
So you guys are on X, Twitter.
Oh, the Twitter post. Also, I should just see, is she posting on... Listen, I did get those tweets sent to me by Jane as well. To be fair, I think I'm blocked on X as well, but, like, what's his name? Elon Musk really, like, ruined the block feature, so even if you are blocked, you can still go view people's posts. Oh, I'm not blocked. It doesn't say that I'm blocked by her at all on Twitter. But it's just interesting because she almost never, just to be clear, it's not like she's posting a lot on Twitter. So I don't know why she chose, like she has some retweets from back in like April, beginning of May, but otherwise hasn't posted. The last time she posted content herself was April 4th when she updated her profile picture to be her cheesin' with the flowers that Remy got her in Texas, okay? So I don't even know why she opted to go post this on Twitter.
Because I don't call it X. I would highly recommend you. I'm working like Rose on everything. If you're curious, like the name of the stalker guy and his little accomplice friend, I will say them by name over on the Twitter.
She said I won't say them by name here on YouTube, but go to my Twitter and just say names, diva. It's so dumb. Just say names. Just say names then. In that case, I don't understand why we're doing all of this.
But I don't talk about them on here because they're not getting YouTube clout. Fuck them.
Oh, yeah. Poffin_Ironwolf says, dude, you just gave them the clout they wanted. She's so stupid. She's so dumb.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
However...
honestly, she really... I've talked about this before on Twitch with, like, non-girl world creators that I've covered. I cover, like, drama and stuff and, like, niche YouTube communities. And I think it was, like, a resin-related drama. People who make resin art. And this guy was just going on and on and on about these channels, but he wasn't going to name them. But it got so fucking confusing because you couldn't figure out who he was actually talking about that it's like, at this point, people are going to go searching for this information if they really care. So it's like, just say it. Just say it. Avoid the confusion. We'll all know who you're talking about. We can all come to a conclusion on our own based on going and seeing what these people are posting, and we can decide. You know, this concept that she doesn't want to give them clout, but then is directing them to her Twitter, where she's naming them anyways, which we already looked at the tweets, right? We looked, and it's Nikitea and Cam, okay? That's who she's talking about.
Someone did post screenshots of Discord messages proving that the person I referred to as his accomplice back in December, when the first incident happened of doxing harassment, she was keying it up with him, but oh no. Anti-going IRL for her paycheck. Oh.
Well, also, just to be clear, I don't know that Nikki ever denied that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I mostly became the most aware of Nikki, like, post that incident with Cam. And I know what her behavior, like I already explained, is to some extent since Cam. Again, feel free to let me know if there's something I'm missing. Again, also not endorsing or not whatever the opposite of endorsing. I'm not doing either of those things. I'm just presenting information. But I kind of thought everybody already knew that Nikki was involved in that.
Dear. Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on those losers, but if you want to see those screenshots, they're on the rec.
I don't want to spend too much time on those losers, but I am going to take time in this live stream to redirect you all to the tweets that I made about them and give them time. Her mind. She's playing 4D chess, y'all just don't get it.
Credits are on my Twitter. If you are interested in that and know about the lore of all that, check it out. It's all out there free on the internet.
Which, interesting that in this moment you're not acknowledging that you had to find that on a Reddit about yourself, on a Reddit post about yourself. Like, Miss Ma'am who's not seeking out information about herself. That's actually, honestly, the wildest part of it all to me. Like, why would you adamantly are talking all the time about how you don't seek out information about yourself. You're not reading it on the Reddit. You barely go on the Reddit anyways, let alone Reddit's about yourself. Rosie.
Just thought you should know. Anyway, outside of that, my life has been fascinating. Because there's so much I can't say, but what I will say...
There's so many things that I want to say, but I can't say. This is literally Amber Lynn, like, at the end of her era when she was actually still vlogging. There's so many things happening in my life that I wish I could talk about, but I can't talk about. And it's just so crazy. There's so many things. Like, it's so funny that once upon a time, Rosie said I was becoming the people I react to, i.e. Amber Lynn Reid. And it's just like, Rosie girl, if I'm becoming Amber Lynn Reid, then, like, what would you say it is that you're doing over here?
Is I have an extremely important meeting. An extremely important meeting on Thursday.
Please let her get some kind of TLC reality show, something. Please, I'm begging. I'm begging just because I know that shit is gonna be ridiculous and I will be watching every episode.
Extremely important business meeting on Thursday that I'm very nervous about.
Although I don't really trust anything that she says is a business meeting. Because I just want to remind you all, she referred to being interviewed for the Big Girls Wanted Escaping Paradise docuseries as a business opportunity. Like, she literally talking about other people's trauma as being a business opportunity for her. So, you know, I'm probably jumping the gun and getting any kind of excited, because for all I know, she's gonna be brought in to be an expert witness on feederism again and considers that a business opportunity.
So, sorry, I just laughed my ass off. Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't want to spend much time on it. I say what I said on Twitter. That's it. Beyond that. Yeah, I said what I said and I muted the conversation and I walked away because I got too much going on in my life to give a fuck about gutter trolls. Like,
I have so much going on in my life. I don't have time to care about gutter trolls, except that I did tweet about them, and I have now spent several minutes talking about it in the live stream. Please, Rosie, listen to yourself.
Really. But God, am I glad to have the evidence. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
So, back it up. Yeah, I have a really important meeting. I have, like, multiple phone calls I have to make tomorrow and a lot of crap I have to do for said meeting. And
such a business lady. She's making money moves. Girl boss era incoming.
Stressed. I'm just stressed.
Oh, life is so hard.
It's like good stress. But there was like a Prime sale, like a Prime Day sale on Amazon yesterday. Well, I guess it's technically midnight, so like the 22nd and the 23rd. And they had like a lot of stuff on sale that I don't normally see on sale. Like a lot of my like repurchase stuff, a lot of stuff that I actually need to and use often. A lot of like different electrolytes, a lot of different stuff, like a lot of different stuff.
Her emphasis on electrolytes is crazy because usually the thought process behind consuming lots of electrolytes is like if you're an active person who needs to like replenish them. So it's just always so fascinating to me that she's like always downing the electrolyte drinks.
It was like 50%, 60% off. Like I was shocked. I was like, what is happening? So we're gonna have some unboxing videos coming, and I'm very excited. I
can't wait for capitalism, Amazon Prime Day haul videos. Just love it. Sure, she needs all of these things. I'm sure they're all highly important and needed and necessary, and all way more important than her just going and seeking medical care.
A few days ago, finally, I haven't gotten new clothes in almost 2 years.
Oh,
it's
we
definitely
know.
been well over a year.
Oh, we actually do know that. She is constantly wearing, like, the same 3 tops.
My favorite is when you do unboxing videos. Yeah, I know. I'm just so excited we're back to this point.
Somebody take them press-ons away from her.
Literally over 6 months since I got to baptize. Listen, I am so excited because I also have an order of dresses coming from Sanctuary.
Great.
I'm very excited. Well, I got a lot of dresses and shorts.
Stunning.
I really need those. I was gonna get some swimwear, but I found some of the other swimwear that used to not fit me that does fit me now, so I'm just gonna make
yes,
year,
skinny legend.
I also have another very exciting update. I'm not gonna go.
She got money. She got money. She had all this money to spend on stuff. Let's go.
I'm not going into too much detail about how this is going down because, like what the products is or anything like that. Someone in one of my pool lives actually asked about like possibly sending me something from their business. I was like, just email me. And I was talking with her a little bit.
Knowing the level of trolling that Rosie has experienced. Because what I feel like she's about to say is like, yeah, I'm getting something sent from this business to my personal address. Because as far as I know, she doesn't have a P.O. box or anything. Knowing the level of trolling Rosie's experienced with her real life address, I don't know why she would even take the risk of giving out her information to somebody, even if they're like, I'm a small business, I'd like to send you something. I would think there's maybe some level of like safety she might feel because this is like, maybe she vetted the business and it exists and that, it's real and things like that. But at this point, if I was Rosie, I don't know if this feels like a red flag to anybody else, but I just wouldn't be giving anybody my personal address with what she has said she's been experiencing lately.
Like, within the first couple emails, she offered to basically, like, help me set up a P.O. box. And I was like, oh my god, what? Like, seriously?
Oh.
I got that.
Wait, why do you need somebody to help you set up a P.O. box? Diva, listen, I don't have one, but I've looked into it in the past. I really don't have a desire to get one, also for the record. But it's not difficult to figure out. Why do you need some stranger to help you figure that out?
That happened today. I'm so excited. So, I'm getting that set up hopefully tomorrow. See, this is going in a different direction. So what she's than what I thought. So what she's really excited about is she's getting a P.O. box set up so all of her loving and adoring fans can start sending her stuff again. Because if you don't know, she used to have an Amazon wish list, but Amazon switched like the settings or like the way Amazon wish lists work, and so now you can no longer like hide the address that the things on the list get sent to. And so she took it all down because she didn't want people coming straight to her address. But now, if she has a P.O. box, now people can just send stuff from Amazon wishlist there. They could probably even send her stuff that she doesn't have on a wish list. So cool. We're going to have so many things to watch her unbox, and none of them are going to be healthcare. There's a small chance there might be a delay. I did find a workaround that worked last time. But the second form of ID is so stupid. You can't use, like, your social. You can't use any other normal form of ID because the first one's your driver's. It has to be either, like, something related to your mortgage or your car, insurance or proof of registration or whatever. And so all I can use is my voter freaking registration, and I don't know where my actual card is. So I found a workaround, though, that worked last time. So fingers crossed. If not, it might be delayed by a few weeks.
So good. Great. Can't wait. Also, how does she already have something on her fucking shirt? Why is she constantly spilling stuff on herself?
To have one. I will make it official community chat post announcement when
She's
it's
so
official.
excited.
I've paid for it and everything. I just have to the person who sent me the money, I was able to pay for it that way.
Oh. That's what you mean by that woman is helping you set it up. See, this is why I just gotta sit around and wait. So, it's not the case... Well, I imagine this person will still send her something from their business. It's not the case that Rosie actually gave her personal address out to this person, so woo, thank God. And it's also not the case that Rosie needed help, at least in, the logistics of setting up a P.O. box. She needed the money. What she needed was money. And so this person is basically sending Rosie money so that they can then send Rosie a product. Honestly, truly, I don't know what businesses are like. You know who's gonna get people in our door to buy our products? Rosie Lynn Reed. But here we are. What a fascinating roller coaster of me not understanding what was going on there.
Grateful and excited. But that means that, because a lot of people have been asking me about,
I'm sure.
For months now, my Amazon wish list. And,
I'm sure.
Wanting to send something.
People are just yearning to send you things.
So now I have a P.O. box, so you can use the P.O. box.
Mind you, one of the last things that happened on her Amazon wish list is that somebody sent her literal candy that was on her, I think it was candy. Now I'm questioning that, but it was some kind of food related thing that was on her Amazon wish list, but she raged and got upset about it because it was a person named Yamino who she feels like was a buddy troll in her chat, who has been blocked in her chat for a while. And so what could go wrong with having a P.O. box for people to send anything they want to you? I'm sure we won't experience Rosie raging. And actually, now I just thought about it, and poor Levi, because he's the only one that is driving anywhere, has access to a vehicle, so his ass is going to be lugging all of these packages and shit from the P.O. box into their home. Gosh.
Directly, or also I am gonna relaunch me and my brother's Amazon wish lists. Anyway, when you do any shopping problems with Levi, again, I love grocery content. He was not super into it. It might be a every very rarely occasional thing, but I have to leave the house tomorrow for the first time.
Wasn't she also just saying though in one of her live streams that because of the trolls on the internet, Levi doesn't want to participate in her live streams and things like that? Because somebody was just kindly asking, where's Levi been? Is he doing okay?
God. Since April? Did I leave the house in the month of May? If I did, it was the first week.
Didn't she leave the house when her mom was there? Oh, I think that was maybe back in April. I don't know.
Yikes. So that makes me nervous. Right now, I feel good about it. Who knows how I'll feel about it tomorrow? We'll see how this live goes. I'll either keep it shorter and go to bed because
it was 2.5 hours long for the record.
Right before I went live, so it's gonna hit about 2 hours. The Twitter stuff in detail. I said what I said. If you want to know more, go check it out. My everything's linked in my link tree. Just bullshit.
I don't want to give it attention, but please go check it out. You can access my Twitter from my link tree in my description below. Girl, shut up!
Bullshit. So, I have much more important things to worry about. It's just nice to know I was right all along.
If you have more important things to worry about, then why did you post it at all?
I feel about that. Remy's doing good. Oh my god. He is just mega stressed. He's got a lot going on. His AC was out. It went out in the middle of the night. He woke up super fucking hot. Poor guy. Was barely sleeping.
Oh, poor guy.
He went to 2 different stores to try to get an air filter because the maintenance wasn't coming.
Oh,
finally,
damn.
Got it fixed and I helped him by ordering.
It's too bad he didn't use all of his masculinity to just fix the AC himself. All that hard labor.
Yeah, karma girl, karma. Just gotta wait for it to do its thing. Yep. Clock it.
Clock that thing.
I disagree, Natalie.
Natalie Schneider 9131 in her chat says, kind of crazy you called his professor a bitch when she is just doing her job. All right, now you can hear her full thoughts and opinions on Natalie's comment.
Clock it. I mean, I disagree, Natalie, but she's a bitch for a lot of reasons. But I mean, you guys just need to find something to hyper-focus on to villainize me for, right? So let's pick that for this week, right?
Did she not? No, that was, I guess that was her listening to people's thoughts and opinions about Remy possibly being a misogynist, but she didn't want to, like, second guess her harsh language about Remy's professor that she's never met before. Not even a little bit. It's just also crazy because she says, she again is doubling down on, like, there's lots of reasons that this woman is awful, that this professor is awful, but yet the only thing she has told us thus far is stuff that's completely normal for a college class, right? So it's like, if you really want me to believe this, that this woman is awful and nasty, then give me more information. Otherwise, be quiet, Rosie. Go find a pizza roll and eat it, okay?
I'm finding it increasingly more difficult to go live.
Oh, you poor thing.
Not because, like, of anything.
And yet we're still fucking here, aren't we, Rosie?
With, like, you guys or anything. It's because there's just so much I want to say right now.
Then say it, Diva.
And I keep starting to be like, oh my gosh.
Say it.
No,
Say
it. This whole, like...
Trying to move in silence. She's trying to move in silence. Can you tell? Can you tell?
New life balance that I'm not used to. You seem happy and feeling good. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm having an upswing. I wasn't feeling like this earlier today. To be
it's
real,
time to be real.
We're here. We're vibing. We're thriving. When you do a haul, you get your new dresses. You mentioned earlier, 1,000%. Oh yeah. I'll probably try to do some pre-recorded videos. I'm going to be getting most of all of my Amazon Prime Day haul by Friday.
Oh, work.
I think the THC is slowly starting to creep in. I
Work.
haven't started yet, but it's coming. Toot toot. You know what? I'm just chatting. I'm having fun. I don't have to do everything in every live.
You don't do anything in most lives. What do you mean?
It's fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. I could just be laying in bed scrolling on my phone, but I'd rather hang out with y'all. That's why because I realized I was, like, kind of in a good mood. I was like, oh hey, because my headspace was not good this morning. I actually was like, earlier when I was talking to my boyfriend, I was like,
oh, her boyfriend?
I'm not going live today. Like, my headspace, no good. But, like, within the hour before I went live, a lot of stuff's happened today, and I'm kind of just a little wired, I think.
So much stuff has happened.
So I'm trying to turn it into, like,
She's been so busy.
Because...
She's got so much going on.
I need to take a break from all this stuff I was, like, hyper-focusing on and stressing out about for hours today. And having to do, like, a lot of research and just making a lot of decisions that have a lot of things to consider.
Oh, wow. She's working so hard, you guys. Girl boss Rosie Lynn Reed. Okay, Kendra is on the run says, I just tried to figure it out. I guess it's from 2024, 2 years ago. Also saw there's body cam footage to see soon. That's what I get for trying to watch kitchen content. I blame insomnia. It's on X. Someone said they got body cam footage. Oh, there are some people that I've also seen on Twitter who have requested, like, records of every time that the police have either been called to or from Rosie's residence. And I think there's also people who are trying to get the body cam footage from the time that she said that somebody was trying to break into her home. If y'all don't remember that, there was a time where she said that there was, like, an intruder trespassing on her property or something, and she called the police, and I don't know, it was a kind of a confusing story, because it was unclear and if she was saying that, like, the police showed up for, like, an unannounced wellness check, or if the police were there because an unannounced intruder was there. There was a lot of stuff, and Rosie isn't always the best storyteller. But anyways, there are posts about that on Twitter saying that that people are like trying to, because if you don't know, police records and reports and things like that are all public record and people can request those. I think these people in particular are like paying to have the like police reports shared and stuff like that. So in case you're wondering what this part is about, I'm guessing that's what it is. I'm guessing that's what this Kendra person is talking about.
What body cam footage?
Oh, this is gonna send Rosie over the edge.
I didn't say anything about body cam footage. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know.
She seems uncomfy.
No, I know. I posted something on X. I just don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, Kendra said, "Girl, what? You said to check X, so I did." So this person said, "You told me to go see what was happening on X about you, so I did, and I found out that people are looking into the police reports you've made and looking for body cam footage of police showing up to your house." See, this is why Rosie, I mean, honestly, I don't know. For me and my family, even if that stuff is publicly available and you can, like, I'm not the kind of girl that's going to be going, I'm not a journalist, I'm not an investigative reporter, I'm not a detective, I don't need to go see all that info. I know people probably have varying feelings about that because it is public information, technically. So, whatever, but Rosie is just sending people over to go look at what these folks are talking about. Like she doesn't, this is why she doesn't think through these things.
Because I didn't say anything about that. Yeah, I don't
It has you
that
tagged.
Stuff, Kendra. I don't know. I don't. And those people probably I either have blocked or have me.
Well, also, just for the record, now that she says she doesn't check those things, again, I just want to remind you that when she posted her little post on the Twitter, she used the hashtag girlworld and also the hashtag quirkyloverosie. If you go to hashtag quirkylove, oh, I just did it. I just went to hashtag quirkyloverosie, and the first thing that comes up, just for the record, and this is why she didn't think this all the way through, is a post that says, mailing a check today for 911 calls to hashtag quirkyloverosie, plus audio of when she said someone was trying to break in. They only accept payments this way. It's annoying. And then it says, it lists a Cash App for people, and it says, if you'd like to contribute. Note, this does not include body cams. That is a different department and still pending. So because Rosie decided to use... Oh, and here's another post with, like, all of the call logs that Rosie had to and from her home by the same person with the same hashtag quirkyloverosie. That's why she's playing games. That's why she's playing games. You put that hashtag in there and then you don't want people to go and click around and see what other people are saying about you, Diva.
I don't know, Lavina.
I don't know.
And I won't be following up on it, so.
She probably will.
I mean,
She'll probably be checking up on it later. And one of the subreddits she reads about herself.
Just found out right now, so it's just another invasion of my privacy for entertainment. I'm not lying about anything. Why is everyone so nosy with everyone's business? Like, people reserve the right to their own privacy. Yeah, they don't care. They get enjoyment out of violating my privacy. It makes them feel powerful in their meaningless lives. I haven't lied, so I'm not worried. I get depressed because I have MDD.
Oh, private name 5405 says, do you ever get depressed because of morbid obesity? And that was her response.
The real question isn't, am I depressed because I'm fat? It's, am I fat because I'm depressed?
Oh, clock that
Ask me a
tea.
question. Jake, I'm just gonna say this, like, plainly.
Jake says, "Hey Rosie, big fan here. I watched your ramen vids and noticed you used Chick-fil-A sauce in 2 of them. Do you support them? Is it you or someone else in your family who eats Chick-fil-A?"
I used to be someone who was very, like, bordering on moral grandstanding about the Chick-fil-A boycotting, the different boycotts, the McDonald's, all that. Like, I still boycott McDonald's because that's what I believe is right. For me, I'm of the camp of, like...
Oh, this person said, "But you grandstand about AI and other stuff. I'm surprised as all." Wait. Can we also, because she's talking about moral grandstanding and stuff, and boycotts, can you remember, and maybe if I'm really on top of it, I'll go and edit this, but do y'all remember when she said that I like to stand on a moral high ground, but I don't even do the boycott stuff anymore because I was co-opting boycott and moral issues and social justice issues from my ex? Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that? Do you remember that? Do you remember it? In case I forget to put the clip in, do you all remember that?
I still have been buying into his moralistic approach. Am I wrong for that? In what way have you seen that leave since the breakup? I think it's more transparent through the Twitches, like the Twitch stuff, because you have a lot more control with pre-recorded YouTube content. I think that as like time has gone on, he's just gotten more comfortable with why, Amanda? I can talk about what I want. What was I saying? What was your question? I just think that while it hasn't gone away completely, it's something that he doesn't have as much of a focus on. Like, even like the boycotting and all that stuff, he started like kind of coming across like being less about it after like post breakup. And I think that his ex actually held a lot of these views that I think he just co-opted. That's just my opinion.
If I were to eat at Chick-fil-A, I don't really advertise it, and I don't do it very often if I'm going to. And it's not one of my top picks because...
It's okay to still eat at Chick-fil-A as long as she doesn't advertise it, even though the only reason this person asked is because she used Chick-fil-A sauce in her video. But it's totally okay if she's just occasionally eating it off camera and nobody knows about it. She's so goofy. This is what I mean. This is what I mean when her personal morals, beliefs, integrity, and things like that only matter to a certain extent, and she rarely stands on it, which is why it's just so funny to me. So funny to me that was a thing that she said about me once upon a time, because I do still actively talk about all of these things. I'm somebody who says that I don't eat at Chick-fil-A because of my personal feelings about them as an organization and their history. And you know, the last time I had Chick-fil-A, before a lot of that stuff ever came out, and there was one on my undergraduate college campus. And to be quite honest, Chick-fil-A ain't even that good. And I'll stand by that. I feel like all of their breading and shit is soggy. I just never really liked it that much. I only usually ate it at the undergraduate cafeteria because I didn't like the other stuff that was available that day. Either way, Rosie ain't ever gonna stand for anything, clearly. She's gonna keep sitting there scooting around in her rolly chair in her kitchen. She's not gonna stand up for anything.
Of a lot of reasons that I think are valid, and I don't think it's something I want to promote either. But I'm of the point where, like, I used to be more like that moral grandstanding when it came to the different boycotts, and I've kind of come to the point where, like, I feel like everyone has the right to boycott what they feel is necessary, and any action is better than zero action. And so I just kind of stopped talking about boycotting and all of that stuff because I already deal with so much divisiveness on a day-to-day basis, and I don't want to sit here and talk about like those types of controversial topics that are now like years and years old and rehash them over and over again because I already have to deal with so much of that, not only in my personal life, but just in general,
Oh,
like bandana of a lot of the eyes that are on me.
Oh, you
And
poor
so,
thing.
ultimately, like, I'm of the camp of, like, do whatever the fuck you gotta do. And, like, I believe in harm reduction over anything, so as long as you're doing whatever you feel comfortable doing, that's up to you. You've been in my chat all fucking live about this topic. I don't really want to talk about it, but at this point, I feel like I have to because you just indicated the topic. I don't think it's something that...
Jake said, well, she's non-binary and queer, so that's why I'm surprised. You shouldn't be surprised about anything with Miss Rosie and not standing on any kind of morals. Listen, I'm also not somebody... When I talk about the things that I boycott or that I believe in and things like that, I need you to know that, like, what you choose to do with that information is on you. And to that extent, I do agree with Rosie. But for me and my family, I'm going to stick to what my beliefs are and how I feel about the things that I've said I was going to boycott, the things that I said I was going to do, and this, that, the other. And should anything change with those things, I'll let folks know, right? Like, it's not a big deal. But Rosie's sitting here trying to be like, well, I just don't advocate for those things anymore because I've got too many other problems in my life that I can't deal with the backlash for those things. Yeah, sometimes standing in your activism, standing in your beliefs, standing in your truth, standing in your morals and your integrity isn't easy. Sometimes it's difficult. Yeah, that's part of it. That's what's tough. It's nobody said it was going to be easy to be an activist. Nobody said it was going to be easy to make change. Not to say that just like one person like Rosie not eating at Chick-fil-A is going to make change, but this is just indicative of her overall behavior that we've talked about lately, you know, like her succumbing to going on a live stream with Stefan, her not calling out Amber Lynn Reed for her transphobic comments because she was friends with Amber Lynn at the time, her not like calling Shani out in her chat because she was afraid of confrontation. One thing about Rosie is she's not going to confront you. That's why she isn't confronting Remy on his misogynistic language. She's a weenie. And I'm going to keep calling her one, too.
Like, is something I'm able to put my energy into at this time. Is like all that type of stuff. I think it's important. I think there's a lot of validity to it. I think that I practice it in certain aspects in my life, but everybody has their own different needs. Like, I participated in the Amazon sale today. Like, we live in a fascist, consumeristic, capitalistic society. It is what it is. We all just have to do our best. And I've kind of grown on my opinion on that versus how I talked about it a couple of years ago.
Okay, so there is, you know, this ongoing conversation about, like, ethical consumption, right? And a conversation regarding, like, you know, sometimes, especially in places that are, like, food deserts or places where there's not a lot of access to, like, just regular, you know, department stores or places to, like, go and get stuff. Like, sometimes there are people who have to use services like Amazon or have to eat certain kinds of things and, like, can't do that. That's not Rosie. That's not Rosie. She's not being limited to things. The only limit is that she doesn't want to leave her house because she doesn't want to move. You know, like, y'all know I'm skeptical of her agoraphobia, mostly because it seems selective. But even then, Levi goes out and buys groceries and stuff for them. Levi could go pick up other things that aren't groceries at other places if that's really the case. You know, she's not limited to only being able to use Prime. That's just what she wants to use because it's convenient. And similarly, when it comes to Chick-fil-A, even if you're like, I have to eat a chicken sandwich, like I have to. There are like 12 other fast food chains out there doing chicken sandwiches. Go pick one. Go fucking pick one. That's where I take issue with it. Like, there are certainly plenty of understandable reasons why people can't always participate in all of these things. And, like, sometimes getting to participate in boycotts is because you come from a place of privilege where you can, and you gotta be willing to give up some of that privilege to do it. Right? You gotta be willing to give up the convenience of Amazon, like if that's something you take issue with, right? So it's just so irritating to me.
Maybe last year, honestly, I don't remember, to be fair. But I think it's just one of those things where, like, my family eats there. Sometimes we have sauce packets here. It's just not that serious.
Uh-huh.
That's how I feel about it. I don't think it's something promoting. I'm not gonna come on. I mean, I don't take like fast food on my channel anyway. I'm not gonna come on doing all that, but I'm not gonna waste a sauce packet when I have it.
Of course not. Heaven forbid we waste a Chick-fil-A sauce packet, Damn, what will the world do?
Also, there's sweet spices. The raw just real good.
Right.
Never had another sauce like it. Fucking love it. But I really don't think their food is super special, and it's not something I am interested in like advertising. So I think like even talking about it is giving it more attention. I want to give it, I try to only shop at Black businesses, but I still visit franchises where Black youth work. Hell yeah, I think supporting Black-owned business is like super important. I love when I have the opportunity to do that. 100%. I mean, I'm a big small business person, like period.
Absolutely. That's why you just spent so much money at the Amazon Prime sale. I'm a huge small business owner. Okay? Prove it. Prove it.
Like supporting small businesses over corporations in any opportunity that you're able to. It's just difficult for a lot of like people who have lower income or lesser access to certain resources and stuff. Like, I'm just having a car. And I've just reached a level, I feel like, where I think, I'm not saying boycotting doesn't work. I'm not saying boycotting isn't good. I believe those things are true. But we all have our fucking lives and vices and battles to pick.
And vices? Sorry. The sirens are coming because this is ridiculous. No, they're probably going to help somebody who really needs help. But, what do you mean vices? She's so irritating. The way that she said, I've been trying to ignore you this whole stream because you've been bringing this stuff up, but you just won't stop, so I'm going to acknowledge it. It's just like, consider where we could be if she had just continued ignoring.
I wish I could go back and talk to like 23-year-old social justice warrior Rosie and help her understand that a little better, to have some more nuance in the conversations that I was having. Back then, and even, in recent years, like, I don't want to support McDonald's for a long list of reasons. I don't want to support Starbucks for a long list of reasons. But I've gotten to the point where I've realized, like, I don't want to spend my time talking about it all the time,
It just remains so funny to me. And maybe, maybe this is the change she's talking about, and maybe she wouldn't say this about me to this day. But that was one of her main points, was I think Zach co-opted their concern, interests, etc. over moral issues from their partner, and they haven't been talking about the boycott stuff, which, to be clear, she didn't specify what boycott stuff I was even not talking about. But I just think it's so funny.
It is impossible to boycott all the bad corporate companies. It would eliminate everything, like the iPhone I'm using.
Well, okay, so that's some whataboutism, right? And so there is nuance to it that she's not sharing with people, which is that, like, targeted boycotts work, right? Targeted boycotts do make change. I don't know of specific, like, targeted campaigns to get people to boycott iPhones, but there is, especially when it comes to the movement to support the people of Palestine and ending the genocide of Palestinians. There is the BDS movement, which very, very clearly outlines corporations, businesses, companies, etc., that they encourage people to boycott, to divest, to do all of these things from, in order to make a difference. And it has shown to be effective. It has shown to make changes. Similarly, there was like a very, for lack of a better word, targeted boycott against Target that did affect the bottom line of Target and did make a difference in what was going on at Target. There's still many people who don't shop there because of policy changes that Target did. So again, like, the nuance here is that they have to be targeted, and it also has to be something that people feel like they can participate in without giving up something that's like a vital necessity, right? Like perhaps you wouldn't boycott Target if it's the only store like that in your town and that's the only option you have. So the reason that Rosie is not talking about the nuance is because that would be maybe too much. I don't know. I don't know why we're not just addressing that nuance.
A platform that pays me. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a lot of whataboutism. It's like when I said that I wouldn't actively choose to go stream on Kick because it's a new platform and I know what funds Kick and where it comes from, and why would I sign up for something that I already know is bad? Whereas I started using YouTube and Twitch and things like that are a part of these larger corporations long before I started having issues with like maybe what Google did or Twitch did and things like that. And also, nobody's calling for boycotts of YouTube and Twitch, right? So all of those things, it's like a whataboutism for somebody to be like, oh, you don't like Kick? Well, you're getting a paycheck from YouTube, aren't you? Well, yeah, and I don't want to add a paycheck from an additional corporation, company, etc. that's doing bad shit. Like, yes, at the end of the day, we do have to still make money. This is my job. I'm not saying that, like, I don't participate in corporations that are bad, and that's the nuance that's missing here. We could whataboutism all day till the end of times. There are a lot of bad people doing bad things, bad corporations doing bad things.
which battle is more important and why? Right? So I've come to the realization that is just a personal discerning thing.
Well, also, the other thing is that the other nuance to this is that people can have, because me talking about Kick made me think about this, you can have your own personal boycott of something, right? I don't know that there's anybody saying, like, boycott Kick, don't use Kick. It's just a decision that I made for myself and that I stand by. And that I do know a lot of other Twitch creators, because I'm active in some, like, Twitch corners of the internet. A lot of Twitch creators feel that way too. But there isn't, like, any kind of, targeted boycott there. It's just personal things, and I stay by that. So to the same extent, if in the past Rosie has said that she doesn't support Chick-fil-A, and that's her personal opinion, even if it's not a targeted boycott, then she can just stay by that. She can just stand her ground with that. And when people say, the whataboutisms, the like, well, what about the iPhone you're using? Well, then say, like, yeah, this is my personal choice. The nuance here is that I don't feel like I can do everything. Bring up your points about harm reduction and that you're doing the best with what you can, and not eating at Chick-fil-A and not promoting them on your channel is one of the few things that is accessible to you and easy to do because of something you believe in. But again, Rosie's a weenie.
Well, for me, Starbucks and McDonald's is also...
Wait, Jacob said something else.
Okay, so I've come to the realization that is just a personal discerning thing.
Jacob said, I just wonder where the line is between Starbucks and McDonald's and Chick-fil-A. As a non-binary queer woman, though, I struggle with this too as a queer person.
Well, for me, Starbucks and McDonald's is also about the union busting, especially with Starbucks, the Palestine, the fact that, like, they price gouge like crazy for crap quality. And so there's, like, a list of reasons, like several reasons that I boycott them.
Uh-huh.
And if I lived alone, if I lived in a situation where I wasn't around people eating Chick-fil-A, I probably wouldn't eat it at all.
Oh, of course.
Right. We can also try our best as consumers to shop.
It's just crazy because I too am somebody that doesn't eat at McDonald's and Starbucks for similar reasons. Haven't for a very long time. And it's so crazy how easy it is to say no to people around you who are eating those things. I remember last summer, the very first day of gay softball, we had an hour break in between our two games, and the captain of my softball team was like, I'm going to go get coffee for everybody. What does everybody want? And I asked, well, where are you getting it from? And he said McDonald's, which also crazy. Why are we going to McDonald's to get coffee? But I was like, oh, I'm good. I don't want to be a part of that. Like, I don't consume anything from McDonald's. And then he was like, oh, well, then we can go somewhere else, like Starbucks. I said, yeah, I also don't do that for similar reasons. So ultimately, they ended up choosing to go to Dunkin', and I did get some. But it's just like, you know how easy it was just to say no? And also, like, if I had said no, I was totally prepared for everybody else to still go get coffee. My team was just accommodating to, like, my needs in that situation. I wouldn't have, like, pressured any of those people not to get it. I just said, for me and my system of beliefs, like, I'm not doing it. It's crazy how easy it is to just say no, Rosie.
Business, exactly. Yeah. Within what's financially reasonable for you. 100%. I don't feel like I'm grandstanding. You brought it up. I'm just stating I don't eat there. I don't go there.
Uh-huh.
Dutch Bros is better than Starbucks. And I don't want to spend my money there. And I think, just like how you don't want to spend your money at Chick-fil-A, I respect that. So, the corporations also employ hundreds of millions of people. Well, they don't pay them enough. So I'd rather put my money towards people. I just don't respect anyone that bootlegs. I just don't respect anyone that bootlegs.
Okay.
That mentality, the capitalist mentality, I'll never understand. I've just kind of come to that understanding of myself. I don't bootlickers. Ugh. I don't want to talk. I don't got time. The worst.
Ugh.
Got me ruining my own mood. I found something.
What?
I was gonna make kettle corn, but then I found this. So I think I'm gonna get a little bowl of this. This shit's so good, by the way.
It is.
Cauliflower, carrots, and broccoli.
What? Oh, are we making a pizza bagel? I was like, why did she put that marinara sauce on the bagel?
I have not made a sausage pizza bagel in, like, God, I don't even know how long.
Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time. When pizza's on the bagel, you can have pizza anytime. I used to love those Bagel Bite commercials. The Bagel Bites actually weren't that good, though. No shade.
I do this with already sauced veggies just because it's a shortcut. Like, I'm not making an actual cheese sauce. Like, I prefer a cheese sauce vibe to just melted cheese. But we are improvising with low effort.
This is real girl behavior. Actually, you know what this is? Her THC is hitting. And she said, think smarter, not harder. Let's just put the shredded cheese in the bag to steam the vegetables. She's thinking. That brain is getting to work today. Hell yeah. That face.
Sorry as fuck.
That face. Oh, she gonna have a texture issue. She don't like it. That reminds me of that one clip of the girl that is like afraid of vegetables or whatever, and they force her to eat a Brussels sprout. It's making me think of that.
She suck. Just me and my veggies vibing. This is really liquidy. I think next time I need to drink some of the water.
Diva, disgusting.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm just gonna pivot topics real hard for a second. I just want to brag for a second.
Oh, God.
I'm just so happy in my relationship. In like a really deep way. I've just never felt supported like this in my life. And I'm really fucking grateful. There's a lot I'd like to say, but to kind of expand on that. But I just want to say that, like, I've spent so much of my lived experience feeling like isolated and alone. And there's been times where I haven't felt that way, of course, but like in this present stage of life, with the insanity of the things that happen, I'm just really, really, really grateful to be loved by someone who's like such a phenomenal fucking person.
Great.
I don't know why I felt the need to say that, but I did.
Because you say it every other 5 minutes, Steve.
Long distance.
All right, let's wrap it up.
It has its challenges.
Let's wrap it up.
But even in the hardest moments, I don't question it for a moment because I know everything's going to work out exactly how it needs to.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And members, there is a chance I may end up doing a pre-recorded content instead of a live this week.
Oh, of course.
So just heads up.
Just heads up. She's so busy. She's got so many things happening in her life. Just heads up, members.
That's going to depend a lot on how the next 3 days go. It still could be a live, to be honest, but just a general heads up for this week.
Just a heads up. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Girl, now what? Hell yeah. Ooh, straight on the stovetop work. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
These are just their croissants with their glaze from their glazed donuts on it. Shut the fuck. I did not mean to know this existed. Revive.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't do feeder content. I don't make feeder content.
I have my appetite for sure, but I'm also stoned right now.
Hell yeah.
I'm ready to go to bed.
Hell yeah.
Go to bed. Alright. Bye, guys. I'm tired. I hope you have a good night. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Hell yeah. I need a new air fryer. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, well, here the fuck we are. Here the fuck we are. Oh my god. Anyways, that's all I got. That's all I got. It was a long video again today. These Rosie videos, y'all seem to like them long, so we're just gonna lean into it. It would have been shorter if I didn't have to cover all the Twitter bullshit, but I think the Twitter bullshit was important. So that's all I have time for. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did and you're brand new, consider subscribing down below. Hit the bell button so you get a notification every single time I post a new video. Make sure to leave me a comment, hit like, click share, and follow me on all my social media. I'll see y'all next time. Bye!